an Argentinian side up until their last game who were still in contention to be lifting the season-long HSBC World Series Cup. But that went away from them. They lost in the quarterfinal to Samoa in extra time. I know Santi Gomez Cora was a little bit frustrated at the end of that, but it's all smiles here. Happy to be joined by Madison Hughes here for the 5th place semifinal. Ireland kickoff. Billy Dardas. Well gathered by Fraga. He's had some nice touches in this event. This is the 5th match of the LL7s for these teams. Coming through pool play yesterday, and then hotly contested quarterfinals earlier today. Argentina taking the middle of the field away. I wouldn't do that when this man's outside. That's Terry Kennedy. Man and ball. Jack Kelly does well to step away from the Argentinian intentions. They go with the flow. Very patient attack, the Irish. Brian Mullen does his job. He's the big ball carrier. Argentina up to it at the moment. Good tackle from outside. Just finding they're penalized. Kennedy, quick tap. He knows those players have to get back 10. If nothing else, he's earned a yellow card for his team. Here we go. We'll have time off. Let's listen in.
Argentina very, very frustrated with the decision of the breakdown. They thought they'd turned it over after that period of Irish possession, for the referee deeming that they'd gone illegally in order to do that. Ireland were really slow in their support, so that was an opportunity for Argentina. I think it was frustration tackling Kennedy before getting back 10, but it's going to cost them. They're going to have to play these next 2 minutes down a man, and that's not going to help Argentina's frustration with what's been going on so far.
Ireland, extra man on the field. Oh, it made it look very easy with a good change of direction from Jack Kelly, the 2-foot stop, and he gets over the line for Ireland's first try.
Ireland get the try after a long passage of possession. I mean, it shows when you keep hold of the ball. They really only gave Argentina one opportunity at the breakdown. That led to that penalty and the yellow card. Really very simple, shrugging off one tackle, riding the other into the try zone. And Ireland are on the board first. But Ireland, they'll look at that one breakdown. That was the one chance they gave Argentina, and Argentina will rue that they weren't able to get the turnover in a way the referee deemed acceptable.
Well, we do keep an eye on the stats of when there's a man in the sin bin, how much reward you get. I don't have one try. It's still over a minute to go. See if they can cash in again. And that is the line break that led to that try. +7. Let's see where that ends up. A little bit of housekeeping on the field as an Argentinian player way out of his shot there was injured on the play.
We'll just let him get off the field, okay? I know you probably won't go that far, but just in case. Yeah. When you're ready, I'll call someone.
Good communication there from the Australian, Jordy Ray. It's tapped and bobbled and knocked forward. It's all Ireland right now. Quick hands from Niall Comerford, who got the start in this one.
Knock on advantage over.
Extra man is open. He's done it a few times before. In fact, 50 this season, Terry Kennedy. But he's brought down. Great cover from the Argentinians. Uh-oh.
Advantage.
Loose ball.
Knock on only. Advantage over.
Great communication from the ref. Advantage over. The big man's in full flight. Brian Mullen brought down short. 10 meters to go for the Irish. The pop pass to no one. The referee's going to bring it all the way back for offside.
Oh, opportunity for Argentina. The scramble defense was just getting across.
Number 9.
You thought they might have had their hands on the ball in the breakdown, and Ireland may have gone off their feet as well, but Ireland able to retain possession. Gaston, I think that ball hung in the air longer than he thought it would. Probably could have just caught it instead of really going for the tackle, and he might have realized that right at the last minute. But Argentina had a couple opportunities there to turn it over. Ireland able to maintain possession, and they've really, I think they've had the ball the entirety of this first 3 minutes of the game.
The offside call there is those players not getting all the way back to the foot of the tackled area, the breakdown as we call it. Although Sajic doesn't see it that way.
He doesn't, and we've got Santiago Gomez-Corres gesturing up to the referee manager as well. So I think some of the Argentinians are a bit upset with how the referees are judging them so far. Yeah, so you have to go all the way back before you can then come forward. And that usually is a decision that's called in by the touch judge on the sideline, who has the best view at that. But it will give Ireland the put in at the scrum.
Yeah, we had two controversial plays this Samoa-Argentina quarterfinal, with players punching the ball out of the hand. The Argentinians, Santiago Gomez-Corres, thought they had a try that would have won them the place in the Cup semi-final, but it was denied.
And such an emotional moment. If they'd won that game, they would have kept their chances of winning the overall series alive. So unfortunate for the Argentinians to lose it right at the end there. But now they're up here and they're playing for the pride against an Irish team who've had some good moments this weekend.
Ireland go against the grain, and it's open man over the top. Simple stuff. Ed Kelly at 21. He got a try in that quarterfinal. He's got another one here.
Really simple from Ireland. They still had the man advantage, so Billy Dardis knew that if he came to the left and he was able to engage a defender, there was going to be a man free. The hooker in sevens traditionally goes to the left, which is an undefended side. So Ireland had the man advantage. Billy Dardis waits for the Argentinian defender to commit and then goes over the top.
Yeah, Ed Kelly gives the men in green something to cheer about. A really good atmosphere here at the Dignity Health Sports Park. Well, and now we talked about the sin bin power play. 2 tries, 14 points. It doesn't get much better than that. And that is the difference. Argentina looking to make up the gap. Here we go, full complement of Pumas. Sajic. Argentina, another side that are patient. They're willing to allow the play to build.
First sense possible. On the ball, then you go
Jack Kelly deemed to have gone past the ball. Nothing on there. Good tackling from the Irish players. And they've won the penalty.
Leave it. Leave it.
Well, welcome viewers from CNBC here in the United States. It's fantastic action here at the Los Angeles Sevens, part of the HSBC World Series, and it's Ireland in the green jerseys. Ed Kelly had a run, but he's kept the ball alive, and they're scoring their 3rd try of this match up against Argentina here in the 5th place semifinal. It's been a great weekend of rugby here in Los Angeles at the Dignity Health Sports Park, with lots more to come.
And really enjoying this one so far. Ireland got off to such a hot start, and then Argentina were fighting back. Ireland managed to get the penalty in the breakdown, immediately launch on the attack and get the try to extend their lead. And Argentina, they can't allow their heads to drop. They know how capable they are of scoring tries. So there's plenty of time left in this one. But if they're going to want to do it, they're going to want to get some momentum going into half-time.
Good offload there and great support running. See, the orange boots were flying in full flight, and there's the final touchdown. You must touch the ball down in rugby. 5 for the try, then 2 more for the extra conversion. Ireland have done that 3 times in this half. They're up 21 points to 0. Just less than a minute to play in this first half. 7-minute halves in the game of sevens. Argentina looking to respond. And of course, the half won't end. The ball is in play, so they've got as long as they can keep this ball alive. They've spilled it. Knocked forward by Green, so it'll be a scrum to Argentina.
Again, just trying to make the tackle there. Ireland defender goes forward off his hands. So that's going to be an Argentina scrum. And Ireland, they've really only had that one kind of passage of play lasting about a minute or so where they even had the ball. Other than that, it's been all Argentina. It's been all Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland getting all the decisions in the breakdown, and that's been allowing Ireland to get on the attack and put Argentina under lots of pressure.
Yeah, 3-1 possession and passes for the Irish, and some missed tackles for the Argentinians, who normally are incredibly physical and are very stingy in defense. They've missed a few here, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
It's a very difficult part of Rugby Sevens. Argentina had a very emotional defeat earlier today, and they only had a couple hours then to rebound and get up for this one. They're going to want to make sure they're doing a better job in the rest of this game to put their best performance on the field.
Yeah, this is the 5th game of the weekend for these players. Short games, a tournament format here at the LA Sevens. Oh, great line. He changed the angle, asking questions of the Irish defense, and he's got his response. Beautiful stuff at the dying moments of this first half from Rodrigo Isgro. He spent 2 minutes in the sin bin, but right now he's scoring for Argentina.
Heathrow coming with a superb short line. The Irish defenders looking out, expecting a wider pass. Heathrow comes short. Really, really nice. He just hits it at an angle and a speed that the Irish defense can't handle, and that gives Argentina some momentum going into halftime.
That's his 3rd try of the weekend here at the LA Sevens. Relieved to get there. And he just knows he has a little bit of extra time to put that ball down. The extra conversion is added, so that will end the first half here at Dignity Health Sports Park. It's the Irish up 21 points to 7 over Argentina. I'm Gareth Rees, joined by USA legend Madison Hughes. Fantastic action here as part of the HSBC World Series. Madison, this is still not over yet with Ireland in the lead, but Argentina fighting back.
Absolutely not. Ireland started off the game really well, getting a lot of good decisions in the breakdown. But Argentina finished the half with that try, and that'll give them some confidence. And now they've got possession and the opportunity to attack first here in the second half.
Two very proud rugby nations going at it. The inside ball. Fantastic work. Again, it's Isgro who's working off the ball and getting tries as a result of it.
Yeah, it's fantastic support play. The Argentinians spotting that the Irish defense was lagging on the inside. Heathrow hits a fantastic inside line. Again, hitting, as he did on his first try, hitting the ball at an angle and at a speed that the Irish defense cannot handle. And here we are. Argentina have started the second half exactly how they needed to, pulling it back. And there's plenty of time for them to come back in this one.
Well, the teenager, Franco Rossetto, had the awareness to drop that ball back inside to his right shoulder, and there was no green jerseys to cover the hole. Another successful conversion for 2 more points. You mentioned the emotion of this Argentinian team. They won up the coast earlier on the year in Vancouver as part of the Canada Sevens, and there was tears. They were so emotional, and they headed into this tournament with a chance to lift the overall World Series title, which is based on the 9 HSBC World Series event from around the world.
And Argentina getting the penalty, and now here they are, the opportunity to tie it and going straight through the middle.
Well, we talked about the line of run, the angle of run, being able to beat defenders. It's exactly what happened there for Alejo Laibayan.
Lavashen doing such a good job again. Yeah, just hitting. That was an out ball. We've seen them have success with an inside line. That one he's drifting outwards away from the defenders. And the Irish seem to be getting fixated on the ball carrier. When you're defending, especially if you're not the man currently covering the ball carrier, really important to look up as well and check on what the guy in front of you is doing. The Irish haven't been able to do that so far. And from that initial deficit, Argentina have now fought back. They scored with about a minute left in the first half, and now 2 tries in the first couple minutes of this second half to tie up the game.
Well, if you're new to sevens, you know that it's never over. You can score points quickly in this format. This is the 5th place playoff. Kenya waiting to see who they're going to face in that 5th place final. Those high-hanging kicks so important because you can get possession from them. That one's gone forward off an Argentinian hand, so the try for Rossetto is going to be pulled back.
Oh, I thought he was in, and Argentina were just pairing good possession after good possession. Unfortunately there for them, just knocked forward, and maybe that's what Ireland needed. They must be reeling, 21-0 up, looking so in control, and everything has been going against them. They haven't been able to get any hold of the ball at all in the last 3 or 4 minutes. So now here's their chance. They've got a scrum, they can calm it down, get into their good attacking platforms, and they've also just brought on Jordan Conroy. So this Kennedy-Conroy combination in the outside channel, be interesting to see what they do and where they look to stress this Argentina defense.
Jordan Conroy, the man who's made his mark on Dancing with Stars in the UK. Can he dance around some Argentinian defenders to grab the lead for Ireland? As you mentioned, he and Kennedy lead the series with assists. 8 times they've connected and got the winning try for their team. Kennedy steps out. That pass isn't going to get Conroy free. Penalty against Argentina. Conroy barely holds on to that one.
You're okay. 2 much off.
Another penalty. Players not doing the right thing at the breakdown. That one spilled. Counterattack from Argentina. Initially, Herman Schultz, fresh off the bench, got his hands on it. Now the late drop. Eastgirl keeping it alive with the fancy pass. It's just great stuff. Both sides going for the win. 3-on-1 for Argentina. Can they keep it in hand? Matthias Hatzuk. Try.
There was a forward pass that the referees called in the build-up. So unfortunately for the Argentina, not a try. It's been called back.
Well, they fooled us all. Jordan Way, the Australian referee, just going to check with his assistant here. There was all sorts of options here, but that pass is being deemed to be going forward as it came out of the Argentinians' hand. Not allowed in rugby.
So many Argentina players queuing up could have touched that one down, but little mistake, and that's what costs you. And again, it might be what Ireland needed. They weren't able to retain possession from that last scrum. Just looked to me like they put the ball in Terry Kennedy's hands. He was standing very flat-footed. There wasn't really anything on, so they need to engage the Argentina defense in those kind of middle channels before they give it wide, and that's going to put their men in those wide channels in a bit more space and give them a bit more time to use their footwork and acceleration.
Now, Madison, you were a master tactician. Midfield scrum for Ireland, so that's 3 of the defenders are in the scrum. That leaves only 4 to cover the full width of the field. What are your options here if you're Ireland?
So I think looking at where you think your best mismatch is. So for Ireland, it's probably Kennedy going to the Irish left with Conroy outside him. But they've got to make sure they hold the scrum half in first so Kennedy gets some space.
It is Kennedy. It is Conroy. He's off and running. He decides to kick. Great cover from the Argentinians, and that kick's gone straight out. So as you predicted, they went with the lethal combination, but Argentina were up to it.
Argentina scrambling to cover. It was on Jordan Conroy's left foot, which might be why this kick wasn't quite executed that well. I think he realizes right at the last second that he's going to be caught. Maybe he needs to have the presence of mind to know, actually, I'm not going to get around them, and put that kick in a little bit earlier, because it was on if he could execute it.
Well, Matthias Hatzuk in the 9 jersey there for Argentina, one of the best attacking players on the series, but he's shown a lot of great defensive moments as well, as he did there, winning the ball back for his team. The Pumas from Argentina trying to build the attack. Hatzuk punches with the big right hand. Tobias Wade goes back against the grain. Graziano brought down. Quick tap. Argentina in white. There's Hatzuk, no room to work with. He just goes to ground. That's called a ruck, and he gets the ball recycled. Good pressure. Midfield, and Ireland have won a knock-on offense from Argentina. They'll have the ball back with 1:20 to play.
And really sloppy from Argentina there. The man at the breakdown just threw this really lofted pass, and the Irish first defender realizes, I can come up and put him under a ton of pressure and get that turnover, and that's the way the sevens go. So this pass is just far too floating wide, and it allows the the Ireland defender, Roach, to come up there, put a ton of pressure on them, and now it's Ireland who can have the chance to score. Tie game, 1 minute left. What have you got? What have you drawn up? Go and get this win. Doesn't get any better than this.
And 4 of the last 5 errors has been the men in the light blue and white shirts.
Set.
Kennedy in midfield. His hands on it now. He steps out of 1. Good work from the Argentinian midfield. They make their tackles. McNulty's off the bench. That's his job, to carry hard. He's one of the bigger men on this Irish team. Andrew Smith. Ball's fairly stolen. So the counter-attack, Ireland not organized in defense as they lost the ball. Argentina holding on to the ruck. They got 5 meters to go. Great try for Argentina. Fraga congratulates Lizazu. Is that the winning try for the men in blue and white?
I think it is. There's less than 15 seconds on the clock, so Argentina will be able to take this conversion after the final whistle, and that will be the winner. And Argentina, from being 21-0 down, have scored 26 unanswered points to come back and get the win. And after their emotional defeat earlier today that sealed that they couldn't win the World Series, really, really impressive that they were able to get back up for this game and have that fight back after that initial deficit.
Well, amazing effort from both sets of teams. They're representing their nations here in the 5th place semi-final. That's how much it means to them. Hugs all around, and as you'll always see in rugby, respect and congratulations. This one goes to Argentina.